Welcome back to another episode of Jason's Bricks and 5, where we discuss LEGO content in videos of around 5 minutes. Well, today we are doing something different for sure. Typically I'd be sitting at my table in front of the city, but you can see I'm standing. And that is because it was brought to my attention recently by a viewer that I haven't really done a display of what else I have on my collection. I'll show items from time to time. You can see parts of my city. I haven't done an overview in a while, but not much has changed. But I have a lot of shelves actually all throughout the rest of the room, and I've never really gone through, I think, and done, a show and tell, you might say, as to what's there. So that I might take a few minutes, just kind of go through, show you some of the items I have on display right now. I have recently changed it. You may have seen that video where I put some items away, mostly Star Wars, but there's a little bit of transition, but I thought it might be interesting if we go through and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and go behind the camera and we'll take you on a little tour of my Lego room. Okay, so we'll start at the city so that you get kind of the orientation of everything. Off to the side here, these are some shorter shelves just because of the closets that open there, but we've got a couple of my wife's Jurassic Park sets up there, the diorama, and then the dinosaur with the gate. Can't remember the name of that one. Got my sets I got at Lego House. And then you start to see some of the Indiana Jones items. Those are the newer items as I've started getting all the sealed sets. I've started displaying those, and I try to put the build with it. Now, some of these, there's reasons these aren't out. Like, for example, the Jungle Cutter, that shelf just isn't deep enough. But as I get all of them, I'm going to try to come up with a way to display them all. Down underneath is my wife's Harry Potter castle. She has a lot of the, little modular parts of the castle from different setups, and that's what she's made. And then down below, we've got some brickheads in our collection here. We used to not really collect those, but now we've kind of started that. So now we'll come back to the city, and here's the front view. And back behind, I've just recently gone through kind of the reshuffle. Sorry about the reflection on the box there. There you go, you can see that a little better. So this first shelf here, down in the corner, this is where I have kind of a lot of the items that have been given to me from viewers or, fellow content creators. Just some different things that I've gotten there. My badges from when I went to the Lego conventions. And then a lot of the stuff on these shelves are going to be the Indiana Jones sets. A lot of them with the sealed, so like there's the Flying Wing, the sealed set with the open version in front of it. Up on the top, I've got the sets like the Temple of the Crystal Skull and the Temple of Doom. I don't have sealed copies of those yet, just waiting for the right deal. But when I do, we'll try to see if we can get those up there. There is the new Temple of the Golden Idol back there, but that one I don't have the box because it's just too big. So, but these older sets, they do fit. So you can see there's the old version of the Temple Escape. There's the San Diego Comic-Con Indiana Jones set. There's the Oswald Army. Get a little closer so you can get the close-up. It's not all of them because some of them are in the vignettes and a couple other places, but it's the majority of them. Here we go. You can look down the street of the city, waterfall, and then that's the shelves. We've got our sub counter, 2356. Alex and I were talking, wondering if I'll make it to 2500 by the end of the year. I guess you never know. Got the Oswald Army counter, and then coming back to the shelves. So you've got the old Well of Souls set. I guess it's the Lost Tomb, but we know it's the Well of Souls. Same thing here, Escape from the Lost Tomb, but it's the same thing. Some more Indiana Jones set. We've got the upscaled minifigure, Shuttle Tideria, and then a few more of the Indiana Jones sets. You've got the Race for the Lost Treasure. You've got the Venice Canal. Here in the center, you've got the upscaled Oswald. And then one of my favorites is that Oswald exclusive set from Germany. So coming from here, so you do have the famous couch. You've probably seen the the mosaic there. And then in this windowsill in the basement, I've got my mock. This was the one that I did for the People Mover. Took that to Brick Slopes last year in 2023. So that was kind of my first major mock. And I've got the small Disney park icons, I guess you might say. Then I've got a sealed copy of the Haunted Mansion, and that one's signed by Bob Gurr. He's one of the Imagineers. He designed the ride system on that. So that's one of the fun things I have. Then I've got cases with just some different figs, a lot of Disney, Harry Potter, a lot of the ones I've designed as I've gone to different Lego stores. Up above, this is all Star Wars. You can see I've run out of space. And so that's why we started stacking some on top. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do there. Over here in the corner, these shelves, I've got the helmets, which have worked really well. Then I found out we're going to come out with some more. So we'll see how that works out. And then these are my older minifigure displays that I was using. You can see I basically took these boards from IKEA and I glued 2x4 bricks on there and attached them. So it's mostly going to be CMF figures. You've got some of the Disney ones on there because I didn't have room in the case. From the recent one, the Marvel ones. And then some of the other ones are on there. Then moving along the shelf here, I'll step back so you can kind of get a sense of the room. But now we'll come up and look. So these are some of the shelves I've recently changed. So I've got the diorama sets up there. Still got some of the Star Wars play sets. There you can see the 2020 Duel of Bespin. That was the one that caused a lot of problems because it was the year of the pandemic, but I was fortunate to get that. Got the Rogue One sets. Pretty much have all of those. It's one of my favorite Star Wars movies, actually, certainly post-Disney. But then we've got the UCS sail barge. This isn't where I originally intended to put it, but I actually didn't have a place that I knew I was going to put it. So for now it works. There's the old sail barge. The original Ghost. See the Disney Castle, the older version. The UCS Death Star, that's the second version that was retired. And then here's my mock that I made for Brick Slopes this year. Coming over here, so this is where we've got the TV, where my wife watches Ghostbusters with the Ghostbuster Firehouse, for those that watch Breaking News. So we've got the UCS AT-AT, and I do have, so I can do this one-handed without breaking it. Maybe I can't. This is the problem with these sets. When you don't get into them very often, you forget. So I've built an army just on the one side, though. Put that back on after. Having enough trouble. You can hear it broke, probably. This is my Star Wars ship that used to be up where Jabba's sail barge is. But it's a lower profile, so it now sits in front of the TV until I find a better place to figure those out. But coming up to the shelf above the TV, you can see we've got one of the old clone gunships. We've got some Disney sets, the Steamboat Willie idea set, the Disney camera, Wally, Mickey Minnie, my wife's Diagon Alley, and the buildable Harry and Hermione in the upscaled size. And then this would be the view that Alex and I have when we film at my house. So we've got the UCS sets here. And then that. Now I do have the Millennium Falcon, but that one is upstairs. All right, so as I mentioned, the Millennium Falcon, that one's upstairs in the front room when people come in. We've got a handful of sets up there, like my wife's Harry Potter train, the large one. Really the only place we can sit it is on the hearth of the fireplace for now, because it's just so long. But a couple of things I do have under the city here, under these shelves, I have the UCS Razor Crest, and the clone gunship. We've got some other sets throughout the house, you know, some art sets and different things. Lots of the sealed sets under the city, of course, that I think I've done a video or two of that. But yeah, so that kind of gives you an idea of my room here, at least for the most part, where we film, where I have my Lego City, and you know, where I do a lot of my Lego activity. So that's going to do it for this episode of Jason's Bricks in 5. Let me know what you think. Are there other things you'd like me to cover? Any particular sets of interest? You know, just happy to see what you guys want to talk about and go from there. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time on another episode of Jason's Bricks in 5. Happy building!